All right, what's up, guys? Still Twins back at you with another video. As you guys know, the Steelers faced the Eagles in the first week of the preseason. Steelers won 31-14 last Thursday night. Pretty good performance overall by both the offense and defense. And for this video, we're going to be giving our review about the whole game. We would have gotten this up, sooner, but, we had to handle with a personal matter. Sometimes life can get in the way.
Right.
But we are here giving our full-fledged review of both the offense and defense.
Right. So
and of the game in general.
Of course. So without further ado, let's just get into it. We're going to start with the offense. And obviously, we're going to start with the quarterbacks. Landry Jones, he looked okay. Yes, he completed all his passes, and he had a perfect pass rating, 154.3 passer rating.
Yeah, but most of the passes were pretty short, and the 72-yard pass he threw to Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, I was about to say Landry Jones. Most of his passes were short, and his last pass, which was a long pass to Juju Smith-Schuster, was completely underthrown, and Juju Smith-Schuster, he just made a fantastic play, and
just ran up all the way for a touchdown.
Yeah, he absolutely mossed was old Douglas. Honestly, Douglas, if he worked on his range, he could have deflected that nicely.
If he didn't stop, I feel like he could have picked that off.
Right, but Juju's just too much of a freaking monster.
Of course.
And he concentrated the ball well. He literally played like an absolute veteran.
Yep.
I mean, he come into his second year and he made a veteran play.
Exactly. So, like a Randy Moss type of play.
Right.
It's crazy.
And he did that with a quarterback in Landry Jones, who we said underthrew that pass. So imagine him with Ben in the season. Right. AB and Juju are going to be a dominant duo, seriously.
Exactly.
So that's a nice little preview of what Juju can do. But Landry Jones, he did okay, but he still sucks.
Yeah.
He still sucks.
I still don't have faith in him. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he looked okay. I'm not saying that because I hate Landry Jones. I don't really hate him. I just dislike him because he hasn't really been a good backup. But
right, he performed okay, but that long pass, that could have been picked if Rasul Douglas did a better job.
Right, any better corner like a Ramsey, or Jalen Ramsey, or a Marshawn Lattimore, or a Richard Sherman, or
Marcus Peters,
AJ Boyer, or anyone could have picked it off. But
right.
So, Josh Dobbs, he looked decent. Really, the only highlight of his performance was he threw an absolute rainbow to Damon Patterson, who made a phenomenal adjustment and a phenomenal catch for a touchdown.
In the end zone, yeah.
And by the way, bonus points for the backflip celebration.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So,
he's a very athletic, too.
Yeah, dude, Damon Patterson is an absolute sleeper. And he's an undrafted free agent, and he performed like that.
And if he continues this in the preseason, he can be a huge sleeper for this team.
Absolutely. Now, of course, there's still people in front of him, like Caleb Bay and Justin Hunter, but he performed very well for his first NFL game. 6 receptions, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He performed well with Dobbs and Mason Rudolph. But, other than that, Dobbs didn't really do too much, but at the same time, he didn't really have too much to work with.
Right.
And the thing is that he is, he kind of, his composure is like, not very good. Like, he gets too, what's the term I'm looking for? He gets too worried, too freaked out when he gets pressured. So
yeah,
that's something he has to work on. But I'm still high on Dobbs, and I'm hoping he can beat out Landry Jones for the number 2 quarterback spot.
That's why, because I think Josh Dobbs, I think he's a very good quarterback. It's just the decision making. He needs to get better at that.
Yeah, exactly. Josh Dobbs showed a little. He showed some positive in this game, but he has to show a little more if he wants to beat out Jones.
Exactly, and he's got 3 more weeks of preseason, so he's definitely got some time.
Right, but I understand this is the first preseason game, his first football he's had since last preseason.
Yeah, the first football game back in over 6 months.
Right, so I can understand if he played a little, you're getting the rust off him, but he does have to show a little more if he wants to beat out Landry Jones.
Of course.
Because, Landry Jones, obviously, he has all these positives in front of him. He has the experience, he has the experience with the playbook and the players and the coaches all together. So it's going to be tough for Jones to beat out Landry, but I'm not going to count him out. He's not going down without a fight.
Of course.
So if Dobbs can perform a little better, I can definitely see him beating out Jones. And honestly, I still think he will. But, he just had to show a little more.
Exactly. But Dobbs performed, very good, in my opinion. He did throw a pick, but, any quarterback's going to make a mistake.
Yeah, so, Dobbs just has to show a little more. And I know he can, so hopefully he does.
Yeah, and Mason Rudolph, he had a very good performance, honestly, playing the entire second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, in my opinion, I think he did better than Jones and Dobbs all together, combined, honestly.
He did a lot better than I really expected, especially with the players he had around him.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm not saying that because I'm high on Rudolph, but he really showed some promise.
Exactly.
He still made a few mistakes, but, nothing that a typical backup quarterback will make. He didn't force anything. He protected the ball well. with the players that he had and the line he had, he did the most he could.
Exactly. And just imagine what he could very well do with our starting offensive line, with our starting receivers.
Exactly. He did the most he could with third and second stringers. And he did pretty good overall. So, like you said, imagine him with the starters.
Exactly.
Man.
And that throw he did to James Washington was beautiful.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I freaked out when I saw that. When I saw now, I will give him some criticism. That ball was thrown late. However, of course, he's going to work on that.
But if you look at the ball, it was kind of towards the sideline, so of course you can't throw it, too far out because Washington won't get it.
Of course.
So if you think about it, it's a smart throw. He's keeping it inside and somewhere where Washington will be able to get it.
Of course, and that shows you the chemistry that those two have. And James Washington made a phenomenal catch as well. He climbed the ladder for that shit, man.
Exactly.
That was a great play by both Oklahoma State teammates, man.
And that's just first of many that we will see from them
absolutely.
both.
And I'm excited for that in the future, man.
Exactly.
I really am.
The future is bright.
Yeah,
if they continue to progress.
Right, and Mason Rudolph, all game, ever since coming into the second half, he was throwing dots to Damon Patterson, James Washington. His arm looked good.
Yeah.
He didn't really. Same thing with Dobbs. He has to work on his composure, but like we said, with the players he had around him, to help him out, he didn't really have to do much.
Exactly. So I'm really excited to see more from Mason Rudolph, going throughout the rest of this preseason.
Of course, and this was just a fun preview of what Rudolph could do with his team and with his franchise.
Right, and if I'm the Steelers, I think I would have Rudolph play more in the first half because I want to see how he does with most of the starters.
Absolutely,
see how he is, not just the backups, but some of the starters.
Absolutely, and I agree. I hope we see that, but with the position battle with Landry and Dobbs, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
However, I kind of like that because we don't want to force Rudolph to do too much.
Right.
Slow development. And he's just going to get better because that's going to help him in the long run.
Exactly.
Slow development, and, obviously he's going to be a third stringer, so that's good. Something similar to Ben. He had slow development. He was a third stringer when he came in. Injury came up, and then he came in and started, and the rest is history. I'm not saying Rudolph's going to – that's the same thing that's going to happen with Rudolph, but, in terms of development.
Right, exactly. But overall, the quarterbacks did very good. Personally, I think Rudolph did better than, Jones and Dobbs.
Yeah, and like we said, with the backups that he did the most he could, and he did pretty decent.
Exactly.
He still made some mistakes, but like we said, it's his first game. He had, there's so much he could do with the players around him.
Yeah.
And he did good.
Exactly. And the rest of the offense, Juju with the 72-yard touchdown, Damon Patterson with his impressive, game for his first NFL game.
Damon Patterson is an absolute sleeper, man. Don't be surprised.
I'm really excited to see, what else he's going to do.
So
I actually hope he continues this.
So am I, especially with his size and speed combination, which is kind of rare for someone like him. Mm-hmm. And he's got strong hands as well.
Exactly.
And, of course, he's making that number 83 proud again, so.
Absolutely.
So,
and James Washington did very good when he was in there. James Conner made the most of his runs.
Yeah, dude, James Conner, and I'm glad you brought him up. James Conner, I know that, he didn't really do too much, but he looked very, very impressive when he played.
He did.
He looked faster, he looked stronger, he had a better burst, he looked more aggressive, he looked more confident. He looked so much better compared to last year, man.
Exactly.
He only played 5, I think he only had 5 carries. He forced 3 missed tackles, and he averaged 6.3 yards a carry.
That's impressive.
And the thing is,
with the amount of carries he had.
Exactly. And the thing is, the Eagles had most of their starters, and they had Fletcher Cox, they had Michael Bennett, they had Derek Barnett.
Malcolm Jenkins.
I think they had Timmy Jernigan in there as well, Jordan Hicks. So, and the Steelers' offensive line had 3 or 4 starters out. I know we had DeCastro in. I'm not sure if Gilbert was in there, correct me if I'm wrong, but still, we had most of our starters on our offensive line out. Yeah. And he did pretty good. So imagine him behind those starters.
Exactly. It's scary. I'm really excited to see how Conner does throughout the preseason as well.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see how Rudolph, Patterson, Washington, and Conner do.
Yeah, and I hope
throughout the offense.
Right, and I hope we see a lot more of Conner in the upcoming weeks. Now,
exactly.
Of course, we want to see more from Toussaint and Ridley and Samuels because they're obviously fighting for the third running back slot.
And speaking of Ridley, he did pretty impressive when he was in there.
Yeah.
Same with Toussaint. I was actually surprised with how Toussaint.
Yeah, I'm not big on Toussaint, but I'm not gonna lie, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, Stephen Ridley was very effective in the passing game at times.
Seriously. So this third running back spot for the depth chart is gonna be a tight one. It's gonna be a tough battle, man.
It really is.
It's gonna be close. So
yeah, but the offense played very well in this game.
Yeah, seriously. So.
Now on to the defense, they did very good in my opinion.
Yeah, they did. There were obviously a few mistakes, especially early in the game. We allowed a few big plays to Dallas Goedert, who's going to be an absolute monster in this league.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm actually jealous.
He's a guy from the draft I really want us to get.
Yeah,
I was hoping we'd trade up to get. But lucky. The Eagles got a combination of Travis Kelce and Zach Ertz. They got a Zach Ertz 2.0.
Exactly.
That is freaking
a much
scary.
better Zach Ertz if you ask me, because Goddard's going to be a monster. And Eagles fans, I'm not going to lie, I am jealous. I'm sure he's jealous as well.
Same here.
We are jealous that you guys got him. I'm not going to lie, man. Dallas Goedert's going to be a monster in this league.
Carson Wentz going to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
He's already fell in love with Zach Ertz. He's going to fall in love with Goddard.
Right. Now, I understand that we didn't have most of our starters in, but still, he showed a lot of great promise. So I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And as for our starters, we had, now, of course, we didn't have T.J. Watt, Stephon Tuitt, Cameron Hayward, Bud Dupree. We didn't have those guys in. And we missed a few tackles early in the game.
Oh,
Guys. Now, of course.
It was just still a thing that we have to fix up.
Right.
We need to finish tackles.
Right, but I'm not going to be so big and hard on it because, obviously we didn't have our starters in. It's the first preseason game. Guys are going to be rusty. Yeah. However, I will say I did see a few mistakes from John Bostic, Tyler Matakavich, and Morgan Burnett.
Yeah, I remember a run from J.H.I., I think it was. They should have stopped him. Should have been no game whatsoever, but Jai ran for like 20 yards.
Yeah, they were pretty hesitant on that play. So, but I'm not gonna be too hard on them because first of all, they're with a new team, they're with a new system. It's the first game. I'm not gonna be too hard on them. I just hope that this isn't a reoccurrence.
Yeah, because if it is, that's not good.
Yeah, and as for the inside linebackers, Bostic performed better than Matakavich.
Right after, the missed tackle to Jai, he did very good, for the rest of the game he was in. He had, 2 tackles for loss that were pretty impressive?
Yeah, he did. He looked pretty good. He looked decent, honestly, in my honest opinion.
Right.
But in Tyler Matakavich, he got beat bad by Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah,
when he rushed him.
I was very disappointed in Matakavich with that one.
Yeah, honestly, I'm very concerned because you guys know how big we've been on Tyler Matakavich ever since we drafted him.
Of course.
To see him perform like that, it's very concerning.
He can't be doing that because if that happens, more often, he ain't going to be able to get a chance to start for us to play with.
Yeah,
us.
and if he wants to start, he's got to do much better than that, man. He got beat by Nate Sudfeld on that Dallas Goedert touchdown. So
yeah,
hopefully he performs better. Bostic, he looked better and he looked decent.
Right.
So this inside linebacker battle. Honestly, I may be too quick to judge. I don't want to jump the gun early. And I know this is the first preseason game and everything, but from what I've seen, inside linebacker battle for the number 2 spot isn't looking too well.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to jump the gun, and I may be too early to judge on this.
And of course, there will be more preseason games, so we'll see. If they get better.
Right.
If not, I hope they do because placement Ryan Shazier is a big spot to fill in.
Yeah, and honestly, if we can't, or if none of those guys are worthy enough of being a number 2 starter, I wouldn't mind going out for someone like a Navarro Bowman, or honestly, I wouldn't mind bringing back Timmons.
Yeah, Lawrence Timmons.
I know they're aging.
He's aging. He's getting slower, but he knows the team very well. He knows the system.
Yeah. So, and honestly, I think now
he's got that leadership too.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, man. I may be too quick to judge on those two. I just hope that they show us a little more potential in these upcoming weeks.
And they progress because they desperately need to step up.
Right, because this number 2 inside linebacker position needs to be fixed, or at least temporarily fixed for the season.
Absolutely.
Losing Shazier's, it's going to suck. It showed last year. It's going to show this year.
Exactly.
It is. So we got to resolve that somehow. So.
But after the first half, the defense did very good. Speaking of, in the first half, we got 2 picks from Cody Sensbaugh, who, we're not big on, but he did make a great play right there. He read, that play very good, and he did get the pick.
Right.
And Cameron Sutton's pick was very good.
Yeah, Cameron Sutton was actually looking pretty good. I know he got a pick. And a forced fumble.
Exactly.
And the pick that he made was absolutely phenomenal because he took advantage of the miscommunication. And either way, I think he was going to make a big play there because he was on a very tight man-to-man coverage.
Exactly.
So he was either going to knock the ball out or still make the pick. So Cameron Sutton, he looked very good as well. So
he's looking very bright for this team as well.
Absolutely.
I really hope we utilize him in some way.
Absolutely.
Because I think he's just too good not to use.
Exactly, and I totally agree. I don't know how we're going to use him, but I hope we do. Maybe run a few more dime packages or something.
Right.
We just got to use them more on the field.
Exactly.
So, other than that, there was nothing really too big on this game. Obviously, we won 31-14. Obviously, the victory doesn't matter, but we'll still get a good win. Give the guys a little more confidence, and hopefully they can build off that coming into next week against the Green Bay Packers, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so we're going to go to Lambeau and everything. So, also, before I get out of here, I want to talk about the pass rush. specifically Keon Adams and Ola Adaney, man. They made the most of their reps.
Exactly.
They really
especially Ola Adaney.
Yeah, I believe
you saw a little glimpse of Debo in him.
Yeah, seriously. Especially on that forced fumble he made.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I believe the Steelers recovered.
I'm just saying, but 92 doing 92 things.
Yeah, seriously.
Number 92 doing 92 things.
We may be jumping the gun, but we've been high on Ola Adaney ever since we picked him up.
He's been a huge sleeper, and as of right now, he still is.
Absolutely.
And Keon Adams, obviously last year he was out the whole rookie season with an injury. He's playing right now. So far, he's looking impressive. Yeah. He's impressing the coaching staff, and he's being a very good pass rusher, a very good backup.
Absolutely, and this is actually a battle I'm looking forward to because obviously one backup is Anthony Chickillo, and he's not losing that position. So behind him, there's only really one depth spot. So who's going to get it, Ola Adaney or Keon Adams?
I don't know.
I would like both of them to get it, but I don't know if we're going to do that. I don't
know if we make some sort of trade or something. I don't know.
I don't know what we do. But this is something I'm going to look forward to. But however, Keon Adams and Ola Adaney did look very good with. They made the most of their reps.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to see what they do moving forward because those two are very bright, or they have bright futures in my honest opinion to be good depth guys, potential starters.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So anyway, guys, that's really it. Nothing else happened in this game that we can think of. Overall, good performance. Backups did pretty good. Hopefully we see a little more from them next week. And like I said, because we got the win now, add some confidence. Hopefully they build off of that next week. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's really the video. That's the review. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below, and give us your thoughts on what you guys are thinking of the game and what you guys are looking forward to next week. So,
like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace.